So we'll go ahead and start the recording. So let's talk about cloning. That's what I know. That's what we wanted to talk about. Ruben, you have a great question. So using the template ID for cloning purposes. So each card has a template ID that's assigned to it. So let's go through your list again. So if you're cloning from the desktop builder and you go up, just like we just did a second ago, well, here I can hit share, and you find that template ID. So is your question, where can you clone it to?
In other words, yeah. In other words, if I wanted to go ahead and clone a card from whether, let's say, okay, let's say I have the free card, and I want to clone my shuffle premium card, and clone that to the free card, so I can show the prospect the difference. Okay. Or let's say, let's say they got the free card and then they want to upgrade and they want to join. Okay, now they want their card to be premium. If I already created a free card or whatever card I created, can I just use the template ID of that card and just put it in, and would everything upload cloned?
Okay. So let's take that in little bites. So first of all, you created them a card to show them shuffle. Did you create that in your account?
Let's see. The way I'm doing it now, yes, because I created an additional account with just one free card template so that I can change it each time. Right.
Okay. So it's a free card template. It's not
free card template. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. Hold on. Let me switch out of this account. I don't know that those cards have, do you know, ER, without me switching? Does the free card account have a template ID?
No, because they're stuck with one template.
That's what I thought.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. And also you have to realize those free cards, it's only the mobile builder. So that free account is always going to be limited to one card, one template, one link. Okay, so there's not going to be a template that they could change in or out of. You can build your version of that free card using the free business card template ID, which is the ID for that template. So Cathy, if you go in and hit the plus sign to create, yep, and you select to create a card, okay, and you hit the mobile builder, you'll see the free business card right there. The template ID is listed above it. It's actually not a number and letter combination. It's free business card. So if you hit the little minus sign next to that card to make it disappear, Cathy, instead of going in to search template ID over there on the left-hand side, you could search for it. You just type in free business card. And that's like putting in those numbers like we were talking about earlier, and then boop, it pops up. So it does have a template ID, but its template ID is that word phrase, free business card.
Okay. So it's not the one that you changed for them. It's just the template once again.
Yep.
Does that make sense? So then you're saying now this free user has this card that you've, or has the free account, has this particular card with this template, they upgrade to full shuffle, and now you want to send them another card to clone?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so which
you would
card?
Send that template to them via shuffle, wouldn't you?
Right.
Now we'd be in shuffle, and then what we're going to try to do here is whatever I designed for. In other words, it looks like I designed two cards. I designed a card for free on that free template, and then I designed a card using the shuffle premium. So all of a sudden, I'm going to be doing the heavy lifting, and they want a card right now in their account. Okay, gotcha. So what I want to do is just in a couple of clicks, make that happen.
So I would say there's two paths for that. And I'm going to tell both of them, but I'm going to lean in towards you building the card or cloning the card for them within their account. Okay. However, there's an alternate way you could do it. You could create the card you want in your account for them and send it to them via shuffle, and then they could clone it. But I think you're better off sending the card that you would clone to them via shuffle and then cloning it out of the card index, which is what I'd like to walk through.
Okay.
Okay, so Cathy, if you've gone ahead and close out the builder right now, and what I want to call as the example is, here we've got this account, and disregard that it has multiple cards in it. Just imagine that it had that free business card and they've now upgraded to allow for multiple cards to be built, like what Ruben is talking about. Now, Ruben would have already sent to his person in the card index his card. So I don't know the order of these cards in the card index, Cathy, but the one I just shared may be at the very bottom. E.R. Wolf's card right there. Yep. And if you click on those, or keep scrolling down, I don't know if that's the final one. I think there might be something lower that I just sent over. Is there a way to sort these by the time received or latest? Most recent. There we go. Do it one more time and maybe I'll reorder it. Most recent. I think one way it does it the reverse, and then you do it again and it reverses the order.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So try clicking most recent one more time.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay, so scroll down to the very bottom of the card index. Looks like the most recent one may be at the very bottom. Nope. Then that means I've shared my card with Doug before.
So it's gonna be that one.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's that one.
Yeah.
Or this one.
Let's try that one that you're
This
on.
one?
Go ahead
Okay.
and select that and hit clone card. I'm just making sure it's not a mobile built one.
Yep.
So you can see it says, okay, we're going to clone this card and it's going to bring it in. So Ruben, what I'm talking about with the flow, and you can see the card here, is you would send the card you want to clone to that person via shuffle. That way that card, maybe it's your card, is always in that card index, and you don't have to worry about cleaning up or keeping your account cleaned up. Then you go and find that card in the card index, clone it, and then modify it for the user in their account.
In their account. Gotcha.
Correct. That I think will always be the fastest flow, and it will keep your account neat and organized, because you won't have a bunch of built cards where the person's just going to clone it and not change anything.
Yeah.
The key here is those changes are going to be made on their end, not yours.
Right. So their account in their card index.
Yep. And so what that would require is you to have their account login information so that you can log in and do this for them. That's the only prerequisite for anybody who's watching this who might want to help and support people in building the cards, but do it in a way where you're just grabbing a card and cloning it. So in the process of cloning this card, here's what I would recommend modifying on this template. The first one is the logo. So Cathy, if you want to click on the logo, obviously this is my logo. I would change it over to their logo. You know what I mean? The next one would be
Find another logo. We got to do it while we're doing it. Might as well, right?
Yeah, we could throw in Copy Pro Traders or something else. Yep, there you go. Week at a glance. Then I would click on the image, and you're changing it from their image to Cathy's image, let's say, right? Then the name, because it's going to, when you clone, it's bringing in all of your information. So you'd go through and you'd update the name, the phone number. So you get that list of the things that are on the template that you're cloning for people, and make sure you're collecting or have all of those assets, if you will, available to make the build process, Ruben, a bit quicker.
Yeah.
So you go in the card index that you've already sent them a card via shuffle, you hit clone, and then it's just copy and paste to update the elements within this card.
Update elements. Okay.
And
But I think that one of the things to think about too, though, is if you're going to do this for people, is to let them know this is something that, you may do it once for free, but it's something that you do for people. If someone gets used to you doing this every time they need a new card, they're going to come back to you and expect you to keep building their cards for them.
Agreed.
So,
Yeah, I think we're talking about newbies, and we're talking about establishing trust.
yep.
And I think that really does it to at least that one component. But by the same token, with this particular individual, I pointed out, hey, do you see what's above in that orange? And they go, what's that? That's a tap card.
Yep.
Okay. And then I tell them they can go ahead and buy a tap card for $20. They go, great. So there's additional revenue streams that are generated from that one call or that one courtesy thing, but to your point though, Kathy, yeah, if it's going to be a reoccurring request, then I'll have to have that conversation,
Yeah, I would just set that expectation to Kathy's point. If you preface it like, hey, I'm so excited to have you. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to log into your account. I'm going to take one of my templates and clone it and build your card for you. I'll do this for you for the first time. But if you need me to continue to help you build or modify cards, know that I provide that as a service for an additional cost. You know what I mean? See that orange button up there? You can add taps for 20. If you want different card designs other than the one that I'm cloning, I'd be happy to invite you to the trainings to learn how to build it yourself, or I can build those for you and then you give them your rate. You know what I mean? You just Venmo me $100 or whatever it is.
Nice.
Again, for anybody watching this, that's a value add skill that you've acquired to learn and know how to use this editor. If your referral or your customer does not want to acquire and leverage that same skill, understand that you have value in your skills. So don't let yourself, become the person who does all this stuff for free, because the skill that you have to build these cards and to clone from your existing cards does create value. And this is value that people will pay for. You know what I mean? Ruben, you might say, well, I don't know if it's worth charging $100, but if they want to give me, $50 or $25 an hour or whatever it is, that's something you could always offer. And that's in addition to everything else that you're offering. So just don't lose sight of that. Also, obviously, we want to avoid you guys getting into a scenario where all of a sudden you have all these people who are relying on you to do all of their card building and card management, and it's not benefiting you directly from that standpoint. It's consuming your time.
Well, and also, I think the important thing too, Ruben, is, and to everybody is, that first card, that investment that they make, that's the hardest card to make.
Yeah.
Right. Because you're just learning the person. You've got to get all their stuff from them. You may have to do research on their website. You may have to go dive in and get a bunch of pictures. You may have to do some resizing. For me, I might go in and make some Canva for them. Who knows, right? So I'm always like, that first card. And if you, again, talk about what Yara was talking about, like I have a friend who was paying $150 a month to hold a website that hadn't even been made yet. And he was like, wait a minute, we can do one page and I can just link my URL to it and I'm done. I'm like, yeah. And he was like, do you do that? I'm like, yeah. And here's, this is what I charge. And it was going to be, for one page, it's still going to be less than what he was paying every month over month, waiting for a website to get built. So that's really not that much. If you tell somebody, hey, the first card, whatever you want to make it, $97. That includes all of my fees to put everything together. If you want to link any more cards together, if you want to make additional cards after that, it's a different, price point if it's for the same company. Mm-hmm. You really are providing a service, and people, if they don't want to build, they want to pay. And if they don't want to pay, they'll learn to build.
And there's certainly plenty of training on building your own.
Absolutely. Guys, that's why the platform was established in the way it is for anybody who wants to learn that skill and apply it themselves. DIY can be done on this platform. But what Kathy is saying is there's an opportunity, if you've already acquired these skills, to do done for you as a service to them. So just don't lose sight of that, because for anybody on here who knows how to build a card, that's value. You now have a skill that maybe the person you're talking to doesn't even want to attempt to go down the path of, because it's not worth their time. So they'd much rather pay you $50, $100 to just do it for them.
Absolutely. Okay. So Ruben, did we hit all the points on the free, the clone, cloning from their account?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? Anybody else have questions on cloning in particular?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
What you were saying. So based on just the conversation you just had, the free card, this is when they elevate into paying for the card themselves versus the free card when we started the conversation on elevating the next step, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So we said we started with the free account. They had the
Yeah.
one template and then they upgraded to the pro account. So they had 10.
Yep.
Okay, I just want to be clear on the process. Thank
Yep.
you.
And also,
Oh,
I think one of the
absolutely.
things that Ruben was trying to get across, which I think is a very valuable resource, especially in our own accounts, is to have both your premium card, something that you put time and effort into detailing, and then create your version of your own free card. So that way, when you're showing somebody the power of the technology, they're able to compare and contrast. Oh, this is what the free card looks like, which is great. And it does a lot of things, captures leads, outbound links, embedded videos, and you go through that with the person. Or you can take it to the next level. And when you subscribe to the premium service, you have more flexibility. Here's what my premium card looks like. And that way they get a better apples to apples comparison of what can be built on the platform for both free versus for a nominal extra cost per month.
And the ER, even to make that differentiation even
Right.
more visible, especially when you're talking to someone online.
Yep.
What I did is, I think I was advised, is I got another email and created a free account of my own. So there I had my free account tab up and I have my premium tab up, and then I can show them basically the difference that, hey, you get all of this with premium and you're
Yep.
limited to this with the free.
Yep. Just be aware, Ruben, as you're doing those cross comparisons on login information, you might want to use an incognito or other tab or browser to be logged into both of those accounts at the same time.
Well, how do you do that?
So you got two options on that, okay? Because your browser will only allow you to be logged into one shuffle account at a time.
Okay.
So the only thing that will restrict that is incognito. And let me see if I can open up an incognito window. If you're in Chrome, incognito is like the no cookies, no tracking sort of view.
I
And
use
let me-
Chrome.
File, view, new, file, new, incognito window. Let me see if I can share this with you guys. So this is what an incognito window, you've gone incognito. Can you guys all see that? It's just a Chrome reference to a page. It looks more like a little darker in its thing. It says incognito next to it. When you're on here and you go to like app.lfi.com, you can log in. Got a little bit of extra stuff there. You can log in here, and then you can open up a separate window or a separate tab to log in so that the two logins don't conflict with each other.
Okay.
So that's if you're trying to log into two accounts on one browser. Alternatively, and I know on my account, I'm on Chrome, but I also have Safari as a browser, or you might have Internet Explorer and Google Chrome. You can open up both those browser windows and in one browser log into the free account, and in the other browser log into the premium account, and just realize that it's going to be less of a tab to tab and more of a window to window sharing. Let me show you what you get for free. Let me show you what you get for paid. But I do like the idea of not just comparing and contrasting the free and the paid card, but also comparing and contrasting the free and the paid accounts, because they are different, right? You're getting less navigation on that free account. You don't have things like contacts as part of that free account or any of the communication modules, all of that type of stuff. You can call out things like in the premium version, you get campaigns and can generate multiple trackable links, all of those types of things. Additional lead capture, additional templates, additional builder. So I would play around with that. And obviously, like most of the stuff that Cathy and I've talked about on trainings, do not wait until you're in front of your potential customer, your existing customer, to play with that. Like, play with it and get comfortable with it before you put it in front of anybody. So try doing the two incognito windows, or try doing the two browsers and playing around with it so you're comfortable with, segueing between those two things.
Well, because I think the sign in could get confused, right? Isn't that what happens here? Like suddenly one account thinks it's the other account, your sign in.
Yeah, because when you're in your browser, the browser itself is remembering that you are logged in. So if I was in my account and then I wanted to jump over to the Doug Demo account, even if I had my own account opened up and I logged into Doug's, the moment I go back to my own account and refresh it, it's going to go back over, switch over to being the Doug demo account. So you
Yeah.
can only be logged into one account on one browser at a time.
Okay. Good
Yeah,
to
we
know.
don't want it. We don't want your passwords to mix up together.
Sure. Well, and for a majority of people, right, they only have their one account. But for some of us who are out there promoting and comparing and contrasting or supporting multiple users, there's a good chance in your browser you may have at one time been logged in to somebody else's account. Also remember that, like, it's always good to refresh your window or to log out and log back in to validate you're in the right account. I have had many situations myself personally where I've been logged into my own account, then logged out in a different window, but on the same browser, and gone into like somebody else's account to offer support. And when I came back to my own account, I started clicking on things and nope, I was still in their old account,
Yes, happens all the time. Happens all the time. Okay, so did we clarify cloning enough? Do you have any other cloning questions, Ruben, or anybody else? Anybody have cloning questions? Happy to help. Happy to walk back through, talk about
Cathy,
different ways.
the only tip that I would offer, and again, I think this would support anybody, is in your own account, take an opportunity to create a general template card that you might use for cloning, and try to stick to that singular templates. The reason why I say that is it's much easier to have a universal template where everybody I'm going to build their first card for, that's not a free card, that's going to be a premium card, I'm going to use this template. That way it becomes a very simple process each time you get somebody to go in and make that cloned card for them.
Yeah, I think there's two things, right? Either I like your first idea because you're getting your card into their account and then they're just kind of taking a version of your card.
Yep.
But at the same time, I've done the same thing where I have a, I don't know what you'd call it, like a dummy card. And it's just like, it literally says your logo. It has a smiley face. It says your business name, your name, your last name, so that when they're seeing it, they're like, oh, that's what I type in there. Okay, fine. I don't know how to make it any more simple than that. So either one, I mean, again, Ruben, you're really good about walking people through. I think that if you give somebody an introduction, you walk them through the first time and just tell them this is just as easy as it gets. I mean, there's really nothing past that, right? Is once they start building cards, that's when, and then you kind of let their ideas start rolling. Well, can I do this with it? Yep. Can I do this with it? Yep. Come to Tuesday, we'll talk about more stuff.
Okay. And then just,
I mean, because we don't want to give you this huge heavy lift on every person.
okay, just one more question. I had a individual that asked me, hey, I'm looking at redoing my cards, and I'm a realtor, and I was looking at that marketplace. What does that cost? And so in other words, they already got a shuffle account. And then they said, wait a minute. And they look, and then I showed them what the price was, and they said no. So I went back in there and I noticed that you can't really isolate those. They're tabbed together.
Correct. You have to have shuffle to get marketplace.
You get marketplace. So you can't really just, and then I guess if they have second thoughts about it, to add that marketplace in, then they would have to just pay the difference.
They'll do that within the application itself. So when they're logged in, and Cathy, I don't know if Doug Demo has access to Marketplace. Did we just turn that on?
I thought we turned it on one time. I think the last time we were in there, he didn't have it. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see real quick if you're on it, or I can get in. Again, I'm jumping between accounts here. So when Cathy's under the desktop card builder, what Ruben's talking about is listed right under next to the standard templates where you see Cathy's mouth that says Marketplace. Now, here's the reality. You don't have to be subscribed to Marketplace to be able to open that tab or to be able to preview any of these Marketplace templates. But you do need to be subscribed to Marketplace in order to select and use a template. So you can see when Cathy goes to select this. So Ruben, after they sign up, they can still come in, they can preview the templates and stuff like that. And if they want to use one, they can see, I agree to pay, and it will give them the flow to upgrade into Marketplace. Now, one tip I will throw out there, and Cathy, if you want to X out this little pop-up, because you can preview these and because you can build using the mobile builder, if you go on ahead and just grab that one you're moused over right now, we get around network and hit preview, you're going to see it will open up a preview of that card. If you were truly wanting to avoid subscribing to Marketplace, however liked this template, you could use this as a benchmark and open up your builder, select template 18 or any of the other ones, and drag and drop elements, clone elements to create something similar to this. Just be aware that that's going to be a lot more work than maybe the $10 it costs to be in Marketplace. So those are sort of the things you have to weigh. You can build any of the cards that you see in Marketplace. Any one of us who has a premium account could build those with the desktop builder. However, you have to ask yourself, does my skill set allow me to build that, or would it be better off for me to subscribe to Marketplace?
Yep, good. Anna, what's up?
Oh, you might be muted, Anna. You there?
I'm just
There
chatting
she
away.
is. All right. Hello.
You guys have probably gone over this, in the times that I've been gone. Thankfully, this is really adding to my business. I'm finding that there, as you get the 100 cards and you start building away, there is a need for a place to put my links. And maybe you guys have created an Excel file or a form or something for you to keep track of the links that you're using. Has anybody done that, or you just?
I basically manage it all under the cards itself. So when I need a link, I grab a link. And what I mean by that is, if Cathy, you X out of this and you go back to your cards, Anna, every link you have for any of your cards is going to be under cards, unless that link is for a contact. Then you could probably navigate it to it more quickly from the contact section. And all I'm talking about is a contact link for a card. So in the card section, if we just take this first card here for Doug Demo, yeah, this one's fine. And is this the one you recently cloned, Cathy?
Yeah.
Okay, can you sort by newest or I'm sorry, by oldest? Yeah. So the Baldwin construction card, when Cathy clicks on this, if you're talking campaign links, I would just mouse straight down to campaigns, and you can do this from your mobile as well. And all of your links are going to be right there. So they're already organized by card, and you just have to scroll and find the link that you want. So as long as you know what card you're sharing, it should be relatively quick to find the link specific to that card. Does that make sense, Anna?
Yes, but I guess that's really not my issue. My issue is that I have a lot of links on each card. When I'm editing, I'm adding links. So I just didn't know if somebody had created something that they could easily find those links and pop them up. I'm creating something so I want them all in one place so I can just go down the list.
I mean, an Excel sheet like Google Sheets or something might be the best thing for you to organize all your links, especially if you're generating links that you're going to be putting on other cards, like creating a microsite, which it sounds like that's what you're doing.
Yes.
The key to that as well is organization. An Excel sheet would work, but if you go back, Cathy, under the construction card and you go to campaigns again, just when you create those links, use I would label them, right? So you can see my new campaign lead capture. If you go to create a new campaign, Cathy, at the bottom of that pop-up, I would actually label it here. The name is, microsite link 1 for card 3, and then that can help you keep it organized a little bit there. Like if you're going to be using this specific campaign link on another card, and I know, Cathy, you've trained to that in the past where you have like 3 cards and you want to put the links from these 2 cards on this card, the link from these 2 cards on this card. So every card has links back and forth between all the other cards. Is that what you're speaking to, Anna?
No, I'm not talking about campaign links at all.
Okay.
Are you talking about,
linking to PDFs and websites, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got
that's
you.
because I'm gonna repeat them.
Hello, Anna.
I found out that I had one card that
Yep.
has hundreds of views, and I have no information on who's viewing them.
Okay.
So this week, yeah, I created a hub link card that
So-
requires campaign, at least to tell me what the topic was. So I
Yep.
start getting those hits,
Yep. Yep.
because I hate losing that. I mean, I'm getting every day new views,
Yep.
but I don't know who's viewing.
so is it,
And
is
you'll
it because
continue
it's
to
too
do that
broad?
because go ahead, Kathy.
Go
Is
ahead.
is it the initial card? Is it too broad? Does it have too many topics and too many things on it?
No, it's, I've linked campaigns to it, but I don't make it mandatory. And I want to keep the card the way it is. People will recognize it, so I'm redirecting to that card. But
Okay,
based
I'm
on
just
the
wondering,
campaign.
because you're saying you're not sure what they're looking at, so I'm just wondering how many things are on there. You know what I mean? Like for me, if I put one card
Oh,
and it had
it's a
all the
ladies,
things that I
yeah.
do,
it's a
would be-
ladies of justice card. Yeah.
it would be
so it's
very
specific.
broad. Okay, okay.
The
That's
other
very
thing I can think of also, Anna, to be aware of, if you grabbed a non-trackable link or any other card link that wasn't a campaign or wasn't for an individual and posted it out there, that's evergreen. So there will be some traffic that continues to come in that you'll get alerts that somebody's viewing, but not know who or not know what it's tied to.
Right.
And that's just the nature of us posting links out that are evergreen, on the internet.
Which is
So-
why I'm putting this particular card under the Anna M. Brooks again.
Yeah,
So I've changed that because it is evergreen, but I can change what it goes to.
what it goes to. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, best of luck. I mean, the only other thing I can sort of say in closing on that topic is when you open up your cards, the outbound links will be on any images, buttons, or anything else on that left-hand side of the editor there. So you could always go through there and see what links are displayed on that card, and just start at the top of the editor and go down as you click on the elements and see what their links are.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a workaround on that too. I'm not,
We don't track
again,
what you put on your buttons or your images or things like that for outbound links. We don't check whether you're linking it to another shuffle card or whether you're linking it to a website or anywhere else.
yeah, because on mine, like, if you go to my main page, I see that click through, right? I might not know who's there, but I know it's being looked at.
Yep.
And then a couple minutes later, if I see somebody's looking at my connect with me link, like I know they've gone from my main link to that link. So at
Yep.
least I'm tracking that through the campaigns. But I mean, again, I don't see, I see your point on just having a Excel spreadsheet or something with all your links or your PDF, this is all the things I've put on this card. If
Right.
it's used to build again or something.
I mean, and I
I'm not
think
sure if
that
that
would
was
be a best practice for anybody building cards. And we've talked about this before, like have all of your links prepared already. And a spreadsheet might be a good path for that versus having a bunch of tabs open up that you're just going to grab the URL and put them in just for future reference, like what Anna's talking about. But the same thing for your images, the same thing for your copy. If you have a bunch of copy, I know Jeff Badgie's talked about copywriting and stuff like that in the past. He has all of his Google Docs set up when he goes to build a card that has all of the copy already written in it. So he just is copying and pasting onto his card. So do get organized when you're building your cards so that you can be efficient with that process of building.
Absolutely.
Well, also in my business, I have like 5 endeavors that I'm in the middle of right now. So
Yeah.
they're going to different places. The key is that a lot of those organizations are going to become shuffle people.
Yep.
And I want to have some sort of a template of what types of links that they should be listing out on their table. And I didn't know if somebody had done that already or not, but I'm in the midst of creating one. So.
And I do this, I mean, I do the same thing. Like I have ones for example, probably most cards I have for anything is polka dots. So for dots, I mean, if I'm talking to another managing director or someone else who has a chapter like I do, I just show them, here's the 5 or 6 cards. I don't even know what I'm up to at this point. Cards that I use to run my chapter. And if you are interested in doing it the same way, I'll just send them to you and you can clone them all you want. And then it's still going to be, for example, I have a card that has 60 whatever links to all the affiliate links to my members. So I'm going to send that to that MD and she can see my layout, but she's going to do the work, right? Unless she's paying me, somebody's paying me to do the work. So I'm giving you the template, I'm giving you the layout, I'm giving you all the links and how I do it, but you're going to need to import your own links within the boundaries of what I sent you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you're giving them a guideline of links that they should have ready.
Yeah.
And be aware, like you want them to go through and check all of those links. Because I've seen people clone cards, they swap out the picture and all the links are still the person's original links because they never went through and redid those. So realize that cloning is just giving you a foundation to build on top of versus starting from scratch. So still take that opportunity or encourage those people who might be cloning your cards to take that opportunity to go through and validate, is the phone number the right phone number, email the right email? Because when you clone verbatim, it's going to have your phone or your email, whatever you had in your template carried over on that clone.
And honestly, I think that's one of the top tips, Ruben, going back to your cloning question and everything we've talked about already, is I tell people, make yourself a contact in your shuffle, text the card that you've just made to yourself, and then text it either to a best friend, a spouse, somebody on your team, somebody that you network with that you trust, and ask them to push all, or yourself, right? I always tell people, they're always like, okay, I'm gonna go build that card now. I'm like, great. When you're done, send it to me. And I'm literally going to push every button on there, even if we're already Facebook friends, even if we're already Instagram friends. And I'm going to make sure it goes where you think it goes. And I'm probably going to send a text message to you, go check your Facebook link, check your this link, check, this isn't, I don't think this is right. Make sure this is what you wanted. And that takes no time at all for one of us to hit buttons and just double check something, but it makes all the difference in the world to the brand new user who's like, oh, thank you for checking on that. So just as important as helping somebody get started in clone, make sure what they've made and are using is viable so they look good when they're sending it.
100%.
So James, I know you've been super patient.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to comment on that slippery slope that you brought up, AR, about taking marketplace information and finding a basic template and transferring over. Be careful, because you have some penny pitchers that will sit and say, well, hey, Cathy, can you do this way and do this another one and do another one? And you're getting paid, but the lesson would you normally would get paid for doing the full stuff. And you also look at, hey, you know what? I can just stay this way forever. And they think, and it's time consuming for you and the client versus just paying the low extra fee and do the marketplace. Because I show clients all the time, hey, you can build this. If you're a web designer or graphic designer, they love that setup and go.
Yep.
A click and print company, like I just had a realtor just sign up last week, and I actually showed him. It's amazing. I won't mention the realtor's name, but his company was actually on the marketplace. He just click, install, and was up and running. So having those things up and going are really great things. That was just the only comment I had on that. And also, Anna, as far as what you're looking to do, sounds like you were starting to go down this rabbit hole of trying to figure things out. Get back out that hole. Pick one card. Get that card set where you want to be set, and test try those clicks and links. Make sure it works. If you're doing 5 cards, and like you just said earlier, I don't know where the information is coming at. Well, making the link of where the car is coming from, okay, that's going to help somewhat, but just keeping a basic 2-3 maximum cars with basic links, you can see which are working and then expand from that. That's all I got. Back to y'all.
Yeah, good point. The last thing I want to add on the marketplace stuff, James, that you brought up, if you are a subscriber to Marketplace, then you have carte blanche to grab marketplace cards. You can modify the cards from the marketplace and all of that type of stuff. But realize if you send that marketplace to somebody else to clone and they do not have marketplace, they cannot use that template at all or any variation of that template because they are not a marketplace subscriber. So the only scenario I could imagine, James, is that end user who's so penny pinching, they don't want to subscribe to Marketplace for maybe $5 or $10, and instead will just try and build variations of those Marketplace templates. what would come out of that? I think they'd get really good at the builder. You know what I mean? But it's probably not gonna. It's probably gonna take them more longer than it would be to spend the $10. You know what I mean?
Rebuttal. That's exactly what I tell them. Hey, if you're an expert and you have the time and energy to create this, go ahead.
Yep.
I'm trying to tell you, a $5 difference, a relaxed mind
Yeah.
versus a stressed out mind.
Yep.
A Whopper combo you can't get this month.
Yep.
So
100%.
hey, buddy.
I'll even ask people what their hourly rate is. And again, if that hourly rate is over $10 and I say you're going to spend more than an hour trying to recreate this in the builder, it's not worth your time. Just get the marketplace.
And stick with it, because if you downgrade, you also
You'll
lose
lose those
market.
cards too. Yep.
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 Hey, Brenda, you've also been super patient. What can we do for
Hey,
you?
Well, my question was on the marketplace also. Once,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you clarified that, ER, because I mean, I was gonna ask that question. On the marketplace, if you build a card,
Yep.
does it show differently other than the other cards that this is a
Hey.
marketplace template?
No, from the viewer perspective, not at all. From your perspective, not at all. It just looks like one of your regular cards.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
good.
all I
All right.
had.
That was easy. Danon, what's up?
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
I'm just to answer Anna's question. Anna, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Trello, but Trello will keep every card that you have organized. It would allow you to be able to put every link on there that you need, and it will also allow you to label the card. So Trello actually deal with cards. So when you set up your Trello board, then you set it up, you label the card itself, and each link that you have for that card, you can implement it in that Trello card. And so you will be able to keep up with it.
I'll check that out. Thank you.
Could you spell that? Is
Are you-
it the TRELLO one? I've seen it
Yeah.
before, I
Yes,
think.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Yeah, Trello's
If you
awesome.
come
Trello's a
across
great
the
way to
solution-
keep
Go ahead.
information in one place. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you come across a solution, much like Danon is saying with Trello or Excel, that's working for you, please share it with the community because we want it to help and benefit everybody else. One thing I always lean into, and you'll find this over time from us, is if there is a free option to do that, like Google Sheets is a great spreadsheet thing that you don't need to have Excel or numbers or any of those sort of subscription or software-based ones. And it will still allow you to use spreadsheets. I think Trello may have a free version as well out there. I'd suggest using that. Trello is really good because you can move it across from different cards so you can track progress and you can create a list of things maybe you need to do for one card and move them along. We use an Atlassian, they're the makers of Trello, version of the software called Jira that we use for the development side. So it's a good tool.
And also the picture of the card, you can actually, the picture of the card that you're trying to build, you can put that picture on it so you won't never lose
that.
what you're working on.
Yeah.
It'll be the exact picture that you put on that card, you can put it on the card on Trello. So it'll keep you up to date with what cards you're actually working on.
Yep.
You're able to add pictures, links, and information for the most part. And like you said, it's free. And so you get a chance to build several lists and several actual cards.
And not to
On the
confuse it, because they call them cards and we call them cards.
Right, that's why I said the
And the
shuffle
thing-
card, you're able to
Dual
put a
card.
picture of the shuffle, you're able to put a picture of the shuffle card on top
Of
of
your
the
Trello
card
card.
on Trello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will check with my Zoho team. I
are
may
you
already have an
available
app
Friday?
similar to Trello
Mhm.
already incorporated in my automation software.
Yep.
Okay,
So-
Look, Anna, look for any type of project management app that might allow you to track progress on a project. That's pretty much what Trello does in its columns versus moving the cards across.
Yeah, I'll
Well, the
take a
nice
look
thing
at
too
it
is
before I
you can
ask
also-
questions.
You can also do it as a team. So you can invite people to your Trello card and then you
Yep.
can share information. We do that for my polka dots for my leadership team. We're all on Trello together, so we can see everything going on in the chapter. So they don't have to come to me if they need information. They can just get onto our chapter Trello card.
Hey,
So-
Kathy,
Yes, sir.
with all the new people that that I sign up, and guess what's in their card index? Your card. And it's got all those how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. And I bring them back to that. So the question is going to be is
When am I making new how to do
the
that?
free card, the 3 steps.
Yes. So right before I left for vacation, ER and Guy had a chance to check out the video. I got to make one change and I got to make one
Hey,
new
great.
video.
Great.
And then you're going to announce, right? Make it an announcement because some of us are new to that.
Oh, absolutely. We'll make an announcement. We'll make sure to get it out there and make sure everybody has it. We just wanted to make one change on the video I made and then one extra video. So we'll be all good. We'll be sharing how to share to get the free card. Yes. Yay. And it's so super snazzy. You know me. Okay. Did we cover all that? Are we all good? Does anybody else have any questions? I do know, so one of the things I was asked, and I think this would be really funny, and maybe anybody wants to invite people, we'll just pick a date and do it. So I had a user ask, he's also a realtor. James, I think you were just talking about realtors. And he was like, I don't think I'm maximizing my Shuffle subscription as a realtor. And I was like, man, that would be really cool. We could come up with, as our community here, you guys could help me. We could come up with different power users that use Shuffle. For me, I have friends that, are fitness instructors, realtors, roofers. Like, who is it that you guys seem to work with the most or talk to the most? And
Those
then
who
we
teach
could
classes.
teach classes. Yeah. But we could actually do like how to maximize your subscription in this particular type of business. And, everybody can put in their ideas and their thoughts, and Kathy loves that idea. Me too. I think that'd be fun. And we could tape it, and that would be something like simple and condensed that we could send out to those people that we meet that we, want to talk to Shuffle about.
I like it.
Focus it as far as maximizing it with social media, in person, networking groups. We could break it down section by section because some of us, that's what we live and breathe that. And some people, that's a foreign object or a scare tactic for them. So I'm down to join that, and we know we got to bring the snow in there. We got to bring the snowstorm, Mr. Mike, into it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I think that especially if we all put in the topics and we all talk about, we get everything together that we want to talk about, and whether it's one Tech Tuesday that we go through different things, or it's several Tech Tuesdays and each one of them has a different topic, and then we cut that recording short and just put that particular part of that recording out. I think little bite-sized pieces of things that it's not just me, it's not just ER, it's you, y'all, everybody puts in something and says something that's going to resonate with someone else, right? So even if you're like, I just joined yesterday, but I have this question, then somebody else has that question too. So for us to be able to take those snippets and put them out and be able to start sharing them, I think, on Facebook, in the community, wherever, and help people maximize what they already have. He actually texted me this morning. He's like, how come I keep seeing I keep seeing that I'm viewing my own card? And I'm like, I don't know, how did you do that? Let's see what happened, right? So obviously there's something